Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Stacy and I'm so happy to see you here today. If you're new to the channel, first of all, welcome. And second of all, if you're wondering what we are doing in my corner of the internet, I am on a journey of listening to songs, bands, and artists I've never heard before. And today we are doing another full album reaction with Pink Floyd. And this time we're listening to Wish You Were Here. The only other album I've listened to fully by Pink Floyd is The Dark Side of the Moon. And I absolutely love that experience. And I couldn't wait to listen to another full album by Pink Floyd. And so today we're going to be listening to Wish You Were Here. Now, you guys, I've listened to almost all of the songs on this album individually. I think there is one on this album that I have never heard before, and I think it's called Welcome to the Machine. Correct me if I'm wrong there. I'm just trying to remember off the top of my head. But yes, I have listened to some of these songs individually, such as Have a Cigar, Wish You Were Here, and Shine On, You Crazy Diamond, which you guys know I absolutely love that song. I love it so much. I'm really excited to listen to the entire album and listen to all of these songs in sequence and just see how this album flows and how one song flows into another song or how the transitions are. I feel like it is definitely a totally different experience when you listen to the full album instead of listening to the songs individually, although I have absolutely loved listening to all these songs individually. So before we begin the reaction, you guys, if you like my content and want to join me on my musical journey, please be sure to like and share the video as well as subscribe to the channel, as it really helps growing content creators like me. So without further ado, let's get into the reaction. Alrighty, this is Pink Floyd, the entire Wish You Were Here album from 1975. So grab your drink, grab your popcorn. This will be about 44 minutes. So we're going to be here for a while and I'm really excited. So let's get started. Starting with Shine On. And that's another thing, I don't know the order of these songs at all. I love this song. I love Shine On, You Crazy Diamond. I feel like it only makes sense to start with this song in the album, honestly. Oh my gosh. Chills. God. David Gilmour, man. transports you to another place. Waiting for those drums to come in. Okay, you guys, I'm going to try to not pause that much throughout this full album reaction, but to avoid any potential copyright issues and all of that, I do have to pause every now and then, so please forgive me. I so wish I didn't have to, but we're trying to be careful here. So, already bringing me to tears, Shine On You Crazy Diamond, I know, is about Syd Barrett. You guys educated me about that when I first reacted to Shine On You Crazy Diamond. I believe I did react to the studio version first, with the first 5 parts, I believe, and then I did the second part of Shine On You Crazy Diamond as well, and then also listened to the live version with the Pulse concert. And you guys can see my videos to my reactions to the live and the studio version. So this song is just so gorgeous to me. It really builds up. It has that slow, majestic entrance, and I think it's so fitting for a first album song, the way that it kind of introduce you and the way it gets more intense as the song goes on. It's just, it's magnificent. It makes me choke up. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe the whole album, Wish You Were Here, was for Syd Barrett. And I don't know the ins and outs of this album at all. You guys can totally educate me about it. But from what you guys have told me, this album was definitely an ode to Syd Barrett, who, without him, there wouldn't be a Pink Floyd. So it's so emotional for so many different reasons, but this is just already bringing me to tears, and we're only 6 minutes in, so we're gonna keep going. get old.
Remember when you were young? You shone like the sun. Shine on, you crazy diamond. Now there's a look in your eyes, like black holes in the sky.
Sax just fades out. God, I just love that song. Takes my breath away every time. I don't know what's coming next though. Is this Welcome to the Machine? Because if it is, I've never heard this before. Wow.
Welcome, my son.
Whoa.
Welcome to the machine.
Wow.
Where have you been? It's alright, we know where you've been. You've been in the pipeline, filling your time, provided with toys, scouting for boys.
Whoa.
You bought a guitar to punish your mom. You didn't like school, and you know nobody's fool. So welcome to the machine.
Interesting. Wow. Okay, I have to pause right here, you guys. I'm sorry. I'm trying again not to pause as much, but this is a very, very different Pink Floyd song. More than anything I've ever heard from them. It's so synthy. It's so techno-y, if that's even like a good word to describe it. It's just much more electronic, even though you do have the acoustic guitar and those harmonies. I feel like you have David singing the higher vocals, and then I'm not sure who's singing the lower vocals, but the contrast is crazy. It's like you have someone that's really emotional singing out, and that's the higher vocal, and then the lower vocal seems so robotic. And I'm sure they're doing that on purpose as a reference to this machine that they are talking about. I feel like this is a song I need to dive deeper into the lyrics, because again, I've never heard this song before. And it's such a contrast from Shine On You Crazy Diamond, like just the intro to this album, and then to be kind of thrown into this sort of electric futuristic sort of vibe. I mean, the song is called Welcome to the Machine. They're definitely making sounds that I feel like a machine would make, or like kind of robotic sort of sounds. But Richard is doing amazing on the synth in this song for sure. I just love hearing everything that he's doing. It's so intricate. Even in Shine On You Crazy Diamond, we got to give props to Richard always. But yeah, just really liking this song though. Like again, it's a very different song than what I'm used to with Pink Floyd, but I'm happy to see them mix it up like this. So let's keep going. main guitar.
Love driving a Jaguar. So welcome to the machine.
Wow. Wow. Oh my gosh. It's like I'm listening to a movie. Crazy. Which one's coming next? My gosh. A little jump scare. Think this is Have a Cigar? It's been a while since I've listened to this. There's a synth again. have missed this song. It's been some time since I've listened to it. It doesn't get old. I just love the lyrics in this song. How, you can just picture some sort of record label guy just sitting in front of the band, just be like, love the band, love you guys, like blah, blah, blah. Oh, by the way, which one's Pink? Not knowing the basic information of a band, and I'm sure that happened to Pink Floyd. I'm sure it did, but I love the transition there. It was a little unsettling. You have the crowd talking and chatting. It sounded like some sort of restaurant or a club that they were in, and then everything just went silent. And you don't expect that when you're listening to music. You don't expect that, especially when you're listening to a full album, for things just to go quiet for like 5-7 seconds. It was so uncomfortable, and I was just expecting something, and I was just on the edge of my seat just waiting for like some sort of jump scare. It gives you the same feeling as when you're watching a scary movie or a horror movie and you're just anticipating a jump scare, and even though maybe something not so scary happens, you still jump anyway just because of anticipation. That's exactly what happened. So that was interesting. I don't know if that was like a time where you would turn over the vinyl or something like that. Y'all can correct me in the comments there. Maybe that's why, but it just it's just anticipation. You get your heart rate up. So yeah, let's finish out, have a cigar, and let's see what else this album has in store for us. That bass.
Everybody else is just green. Now this is the chart. It's a hell of a start. It could be made into a monster if we all pull together
As a team.
And did we tell you the name of the game, boy? We call it riding the gravy
train. Love the drums here. Yep. In my reaction to this song, I forget what I said. It felt like somebody was like sleeping and could hear the radio in their head or something like that.
Discipline remains mercifully.
I don't remember what I said.
Derek, this star nonsense. Now, which is it?
I'm sure of it.
Ugh. No, I don't think I've heard the studio version of this song. Only the live versions at Live 8 and Pulse. This is the first time. Huh.
So you think you can tell heaven from hell, blue skies from pain? Can you tell a green field from a cold steel rail, a smile from a veil? Do you think you can tell? Did they get you to trade your heroes for ghosts, hot ashes for trees, hot air for a cool breeze, cold comfort for change? Did you exchange a walk-on part in the wall for a lead role in a cage?
That part is not as prominent.
How I wish you were here. We're just two lost souls swimming in a fishbowl, year after year, running over the same old ground. And have we found the same old fears? Wish you were here.
In a way, this kind of feels like listening to it for the first time. Like I said earlier, I've only listened to Wish You Were Here live at Live 8 and the Pulse concert. And I have both of my reactions to both versions on my channel. And yeah, just it's a bit different listening to the studio version. I thought the part where David goes, do, 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 you know what I'm talking about? I thought that part would be a little bit more prominent, but it's actually more of a background sound than anything. During the live versions, it sounds way more prominent. And yeah, I guess, I don't know, that's why you always need to listen to both, right? It's kind of cool to see what they decide to do live and what they decide to do in the studio, you know, and how they are different from each other. But this is just still so beautiful. The guitar, everything. It's just, it's so emotional. Like, this album is just so emotional. I just feel this feeling in my chest. Just, I don't even know how to describe it. It's, I don't know. It makes me miss a person I don't even know. It makes me wish that person was here. You know, I just feel Pink Floyd's energy through this album already. Like, I just feel it. I understand it. And they're making me feel exactly what they felt back in 1975, 1974, even in the 60s when Sid was a part of the band. So, it's just so emotional, but it's amazing. So let's keep going. Huh. Is that the end of Wish You Were Here? I thought it was longer than that. Been staring at the cover art for the last 30 minutes. Y'all will need to let me know what you think about it. It's striking. Back to Shine On. Makes sense. every time.
How long will it all last? And I'll be joining you there. Shine on, you crazy God, and we'll bask in the shadow of yesterday's triumph. Sail on the steel breeze. Come on, you boy child, you winner and loser. Come on, you miner for truth and delusion, and shine.
God. It's just so powerful. Ugh. Roger on bass, man. So good. Wow. Okay, pause right. Last pause. We have about 5 minutes left in this. And I don't know, Shine On You Crazy Diamond is just so powerful. The lyrics, the way they're just, I don't know, just acknowledging Sid and saying, come on, like, come on, you poor child. Like, everything they used to describe him is just so interesting and so cool to me. Like, this song to me is poetry when it comes to the lyrics and musically. Oh my gosh, it just sounds so euphoric. It sounds otherworldly, for a lack of a better word. It just does something to me emotionally, knowing it was for Sid. And I truly wonder what Sid thought about, you know, this album, this song, the Shine On You Crazy Diamond, everything about it. I truly wonder what he thought. If he thought anything. It's hard to really know. Sid is still a very mysterious character to me. I feel like I've gotten to know a lot about David, a lot about Roger, even a lot about Richard and Nick, but Sid remains a mystery to me in many, many ways. It's not too late to learn more about him, but it is just so lovely to hear this music, and it's lovely how they kind of portray Sid in this album. You know, it's all over the place, but in an amazing way. And I love how they are acknowledging Sid and just how brilliant he was. He was too genius for his own good, for this world, for anything. He was just too genius. He was too brilliant, and he continued to shine up until his last day, and they thought so. So it's all emotional to me. So let's finish this song. Love the synth work a lot. Richard, man, So good. We're ending where we started, aren't we? Well. I hate that it ended. What about you guys? Do you hate how it ended? I didn't want that to end, especially just how they fade out at the end there. That was just so brilliant to me. Seriously, just so brilliant. This album, so emotional. It's just it's fantastic. I'm so glad I finally got to react to the full album of this. And the placement of each song is so interesting to me. I mean, there's only 5 songs on here, and I know Shine On is split into 2 parts basically. So it went Shine On, Welcome to the Machine, Have a Cigar, Wish You Were Here, and then the second part of Shine On. Wow. It's amazing what 5 songs alone can do, right? And this was 44 minutes of gold. My heart just feels heavy, you know. I feel heavier after listening to this. This song just brings out a lot of emotion, especially Shine On You Crazy Diamond and Wish You Were Here. Oof, those songs, man. Just, I felt on edge with Welcome to the Machine. Have a Cigar was kind of like a fun moment in the middle of the album, but then, you know, you're kind of sandwiched with Wish You Were Here and Shine On You Crazy Diamond. Shine On You Crazy Diamond is kind of like the bookends of the album, which I see why. It makes a lot of sense. It truly does. Yeah, just a wild ride, a wild roller coaster, but an amazing one, to say the least. Because it's just music you simply cannot forget. And this is, I feel like music you just kind of submit to. You submit to the experience, you submit to the art that is this album, the art that is Pink Floyd. Pink Floyd just makes you submit to their music, and they make you be patient. I've said this over and over again, especially when it comes to Shine On You Crazy Diamond. You know, I imagine chilling in 1975, even though, you know, I was not born in the 70s. I was not alive in 1975. I imagine picking up this album, bringing it home, and wondering what was ahead of me. You know, and I put this on my vinyl record and wondering what was about to play. And then you hear Shine On You Crazy Diamond and that slow burn at the beginning. And you're just like, what is going on? And then, you know, you get to the high moments of Shine On with the vocals. And then it goes into Welcome to the Machine, which again is unlike anything I've ever heard from Pink Floyd, because it's so synthy, it's so techno-y, it's so different than anything I've heard. But I really liked it. I fit very much well into the album. And then you go to Have a Cigar. The lyrics there are just so... the lyrics in Have a Cigar are just genius. I truly love it. And then you go on to Wish You Were Here. I mean, honestly, lyrically, the whole album, just lyrically, is poetic, incredible, emotional. And you do have your funny parts with the, you know, which one's pink? That'll never not be funny, but everything is just written so, so well. And it's all for Sid. It's all for Sid. And I feel like even though this album is all for Sid, you could apply it to any aspect of your life, whether you're missing someone you hold dearly to your heart, whether you're mourning somebody, anything like that. It's a very personable album, I think, even though, you know, it does describe Sid to a T, especially with Shine On You Crazy Diamond. And I feel like we all could think of, you know, a Sid in our life, someone who is a Sid in our life that we tell them to shine on because they're a little crazy diamond to themselves. And I, for one, can think of some people too. But that's not to say Sid's story is not sad. I do know what became of him, and it is really unfortunate and it is really sad. And I'm just happy that Pink Floyd did make this album to acknowledge Sid and to show the world like how brilliant he was as a human, as an artist, and that he continues to shine on with this music, with his impact on Pink Floyd and all of that. And even though he's not with us now, he is still shining on like a little crazy diamond. He is. I am genuinely very, very curious to know what Sid thought of Shine On You Crazy Diamond, what he thought about Wish You Were Here, and if he embraced the album with open arms, if he embraced these lyrics, if he even liked it. You know, I'm so curious, and honestly, I would have no clue if he did. It's kind of a total mystery to me. But regardless if Sid liked it, and I know the album is, you know, about the absence of Sid and everything, it's still just so emotional to me. Just again, the lyrics, the sound, everything about it is just so emotional, and it just gets me. Welcome to the Machine was kind of a welcome break in the emotion, because Shine On You Crazy Diamond, those first 10-12 minutes, I was sobbing, and I felt like Welcome to the Machine just kind of snapped me out of that. And I kind of welcomed that. I kind of needed that to just kind of, breathe a little bit. But I couldn't shake this weight in my body and my soul after listening to Shine On. And just hear it transition to Welcome to the Machine, onto Have a Cigar, onto Wish You Were Here. Wish You Were Here just brought all those heavy feelings back, even though they never really left. It just felt like a weight, and I still can't really shake this weight. It's just something so magical about this album, but at the same time so sad. It's so sad, just everything that happened to Sid, his breakdown, his departure from the band, all of it. It's just so heartbreaking, and the way that they were able to capture that heartbreak, but at the same time be positive, it was just so impeccable to me. Seriously, this album is amazing. It's a work of art. It's a treasure, and I'm so happy I got to listen to all of it. And yeah, that was my first time listening to Wish You Were Here in the studio version. I didn't even realize until it started playing, which is so crazy, isn't it? I don't even know. I get so used to the live versions and just having those versions kind of imprinted on me because they're so impactful and amazing and wonderful. And I don't know. I don't know. I'm just glad I'm experiencing all facets of Pink Floyd, whether it's live, studio, full album reaction, individual song reaction, whatever. I just can't get enough of this band. They've changed my life for the better, for sure. Like, I like tear up just thinking about it. This band, even though it's gone through its trials and tribulations, I just love that they don't shy away from it. They don't shy away from talking about the music industry in Have a Cigar. They don't shy away of letting someone know that they wish they were here. They don't shy away from any of that. They're just so human. They're so grounding. And I feel like that's why I connect to their music so much. It's just, I don't know. It just hits me, and it's emotional, but it's satisfying at the same time. And I just love how I finally found a band that makes me really, really feel so many different things all at once. And I recognize their art. I recognize their craft. And I wish they were in a better state. I wish the band members were in a better state right now with each other. But, I'm still glad that we have this music. I'm still very happy that I'm able to even access music that they created and to even take it in, in modern day 2025. The fact that this album was made 50 years ago is so wild. That's so wild. Like, it's just so perfect. It's so amazing. It stands the test of time. It truly does. And again, as I said earlier, I think even though this is about Sid, it's for Sid, it's a tribute to Sid, I think we all have our crazy diamonds in our life, and we all have our own Sids in our life that we can think about, especially when this song is playing. And it's wonderful. It's absolutely wonderful. So I think that will do for today's reaction. Thank you all again so much for watching. If you guys like this video, please be sure to like the video as well as subscribe to the channel, as it really helps growing content creators like me. If you guys are interested in some of my other content or wish to support me in alternative ways, please be sure to check out the links in the description box. If you guys are interested in seeing me live on Twitch, I'm live right now at twitch.tv/StaceyRPG, where you can see moments like this. The link to my Twitch is also in the description box. And if you have any say on what I should react to next, please be sure to sound off in the comments or join the Discord. I'm in the Discord all the time, chatting with you guys and getting to know you guys on a deeper level. So join the Discord if you are so inclined. And a little announcement, you guys, I recently revitalized my YouTube gaming channel. So if you're interested in watching some gameplay, watching some Let's Plays by me, please be sure to check out my gaming channel YouTube. The link is in the description box. And last but not not least, I want to give a huge shout out to my patrons. Thank you, patrons, so much for your contributions to my channel. You guys are the best, and I appreciate you all so much. Thank you for all you do for me and my channel. And if you wish to become a Patreon member yourself, please be sure to check out the Patreon link in the description box. Thank you all again for being here, and I'll see you in the next video. Until then, take care and shine on.